Hits 1055. That was Sister Hazel with All For You. Good morning. Welcome to the morning show. Hope everyone is having a thrilling Thursday morning. Living United with United Way President Carly Young is brought to us by Allison's Custom Jewelry. However, we're checking in with Tricia Anderson, the director of Samaritan Works, which is a United Way agency. Good morning, Tricia. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
I am doing really good. It's really good to see you.
Thanks. I do want to tell you first, before we start the spiel about Samaritan Works, I do love vanity plates. I've been listening to you on the way to work this morning, and I was like, I have vanity plates.
Do you really?
Yes, I do.
What is your,
So
people know.
3 years ago,
Okay.
when I first became a grandmother, the way my children told me was they gave me a little box, and it said, choose wisely. And inside the box, there were all of these labels with everything you could call a grandmother.
Okay.
And my children called my mother Grams. And so in the box was Grams Tea.
Graham's
And
Tea.
since my name is Tricia, my vanity plates actually say Grams Tea. I
Grams
take that
Tea.
grandma thing so seriously.
Good
And so
for
I was
you,
listening
yeah.
to you this morning. I'm like, oh my gosh, I do have plates and they're on my car right now.
See, I love that. That means something, Graham's Tea. I'm Gabs. Because
Okay.
I talk a lot. That's
and that
what-
makes sense
Gabs.
too.
My mom is Grandy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love them. I love
they're
them
cute.
because it's a personality.
Yeah.
You know?
And I love vanity plates. I think they're great. But being a grandma, it is a lot of fun.
It's awesome.
They're cute, and your kids can raise them. You're
And
like,
maybe
okay.
I won't get a speeding ticket because it says I'm a grandma.
That's right. Yeah.
Maybe.
That's true. Maybe. All right. We could go on and talk about being a grandma. But so Samaritan Works, it's in Sydney, and you want to explain to people what you do down in Sydney for Samaritan Works.
Absolutely. So for anybody who wouldn't know, Samaritan Works is sober living here in Sydney. We have the Amelia House, which houses our females, and we have the Serenity House that houses our men. Currently, we can house 6 at each location. And so we're designed to be in, they live in our homes, they do our programming. We have groups every day. We have a lot of different things going on, but they actually live with us and complete a program. And so we partner then with other agencies for services, for counseling, work with the probation departments for their plans through probation and that kind of thing. But that's what we do. We're faith-based, but anybody that comes to our door and wants to get our help, if we don't have a bed, we'll help them find a bed someplace else. So that's what we do in a nutshell. And I have to tell you, super exciting things happened over since I saw you last.
Yeah.
With us, we had a couple of things that we wanted to take care of. And first and foremost was we became a certified recovery home with the state of Ohio.
Nice.
And that was huge for us. The state mandated in 2023 that all homes in Ohio that wanted to stay homes in Ohio needed to be certified by January of 2025. And so that brings on a whole new beast of things that we have to adhere to.
Okay.
So basically they come in, they look at all of our paperwork, our documentation, our handbook that we give our clients that live with us. They inspect our houses, and we have to meet certain criteria
Okay.
to be considered certified. 2 things that can do. It's scary for some of us because some Ohio recovery homes will not make that cut.
Okay.
And so in 2025, there's probably going to be some recovery homes that shut their doors. It's not a terrible thing if you think about it, because what it means is the ones that are open meet the criteria that they need to have. So we are super excited because we did meet the criteria. We are now certified. It opens up a whole new ballgame for grants,
Oh,
for the way we
great.
do things, to financing. And so that was an endeavor that we did in the last 12 months to get to that point. We had a lot of help from the community, I won't lie. We moved our offices over, I think I told you last time I was here, into the Amelia House, which has been fantastic still. And we had volunteers do that. The Sheriff's Department's work crew helped us. They were our moving company.
Oh,
It was
nice.
great. So we've had a lot of help through the community to get to where we need to be right now. So that's one thing that was super exciting. I love that we got certified and that we can go forward now for that. Number 2, I love, we actually needed a vehicle. So
Oh, yes, you
imagine
talked about
yourself
that.
coming in from a situation where you've got nothing. You've got no social security card. And so our people come to us And that first 30 days is tough.
Oh, yes.
I won't lie. It's tough. They're
is.
coming out of detox sometimes. They're coming out of possibly jail. Sometimes they're coming in on their own. They haven't had the best living environment necessarily, and they have to start at ground zero. And so we have to get them to Social Security. We have to get them to job interviews. We have to get them to mental health for an assessment. And no one has transportation.
Right.
And so that became a huge barrier for people. And when you're already overwhelmed with this new life and this new journey and this new start, and you've got no way of getting there, that's huge.
Good morning. Welcome to the morning show. Hope everyone.
Unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't meet the needs because of the timing.
Exactly.
Or the appointments that are needed across county lines sometimes, or at 4 a.m. when somebody has to go to work at the other end of town. So we wrote a grant, and we were blessed through the Shelby County Foundation to receive our grant, and we just purchased a car about 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
Nearly new. We insured it for a year and put gas in it for probably 6 months in that grant. And so we are so excited. We've had it, I believe, about 14 days, and it's transported 13 units already.
Nice.
So the need was there, and the community met our needs. And so now our folks are getting from point A to point B, and I'm so excited that we can offer that for them. So
yeah, I love that because I know when you were here. And we're going to take a short break. We're going to listen to Matchbox 20. I just felt like that was fitting for this segment. But when we come back, I want to know a little bit more about what your needs are and also you got that great the certification early. Like it took you. I'm very impressed with that.
Thank you.
Because
we worked on that.
Yeah, it must have already been. You already had those things in place before. I mean, the certificate. I'm very impressed. Good for you. All right, we're gonna come back and we're gonna have more with Tricia Anderson from Samaritan Works. But first, 3 a.m. by Matchbox 20. It's Hits 105.5. Fantastic, thrilling Thursday morning. I'm talking to Tricia Anderson from Samaritan Works, and we were talking off the air about. I'm just so happy for her because she got the car and you're certified, and that was something that we talked about last year. The last time I saw you, that you wanted to get done, and I'm like, you know what, you got that done. You can do anything, Tricia. So if anybody's listening and you talked about what Samaritan Works, what they do, and people may want to donate or they want to help you. How can they help you and Samaritan Works?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. Two really serious needs that we have right now. We purchased bikes a few years ago when I first got here, and unfortunately we lost all of the bikes at our men's house. Not from our own people, but from people in the community who thought it was okay to take them. And so now we have 6 gentlemen living over there. Some of them work as far out as Hexa. Clear out, and out on Stolly. And so they are walking to work at 4 a.m. because we lost on February 14th the rest of the bikes that we had. And so we are in need of good used bikes. We don't want brand new ones.
Okay.
We had them locked. We had used bikes that we had bought from Cardi's Bike Shop. And so we're in need of about 6 bicycles that our men can drive back and forth to work. Especially now that it's summer, they will start riding them again. But they use those for meetings. They use those for not just to go back and forth to work, but to go to an AA meeting or something. So that's definitely on my radar right now is we need a few bikes that work, that aren't brand new, that we could get in for our folks. The second thing that we look for is time. If there's somebody out there who has an evening once in a while, who wants to come in and just mentor our people. Our houses are set up like family units.
Okay.
There's a table on each one. They can eat together. Oftentimes they don't. But what the program advocate, Ariel, and I do once in a while is we'll throw some food in a crock pot on a Sunday afternoon for them and take it in. Or we'll leave something at night for them. And they love that. Just somebody doing something for them. And when we start doing holidays with them and Christmas, the things that we hear from them oftentimes is nobody ever bought me a Christmas present. Nobody ever did that for me. You remembered that it was my birthday. And so those are very, very important things that we want to help and we want to make happen for them. So people that have that availability in the evenings or on a weekend, throw some burgers in your car and come in and do a barbecue with our men outside, throw some cornhole. We've got the boards. We just need people that are willing to do that. And if that's not your cup of tea, we are always in need of things like sheets, twin sheets.
Twin sheets. Okay.
Toilet paper is a hot commodity, if you can imagine. Laundry soap.
Yeah.
Imagine 365 days a week, 6 people living in each house. How much laundry we go through, how much soap we go through. And we try to meet the needs of some of those items for our people because their budgets are really stretched.
Right.
Living in our shelters, living in our environment, they have to pay fees to participate.
Yes.
And so our fees go directly back into paying what it costs to run the lights on and the electric and and the internet and all of those things. So they pay to live there. But that can be costly for somebody who already has, child support coming out or court fines, or they're trying to buy a car so they can go to work, those kind of things. And so we try to supply as much of that kind of things as we can within reason. And so those are always items. If spending time isn't your thing, but you can buy an extra thing of laundry soap and drop it off on one of our porches, that's super helpful to us as well.
Does it matter does it have to be a certain brand?
We will take whatever people drop off. Yes.
Nice.
We do.
Okay.
And we keep that and we deal it out to them as they need it, and they know that they can come, and that's not something that they have to spend their own money on.
Right. And earlier you said, the first 30 days are hard and it gets very overwhelming, and you help them one thing at a time. And I love that you do that because that does get very overwhelming and they wouldn't even know where to start because when they see that, like I said, take the stair, not the whole staircase. And that's what they're seeing, the whole staircase. And I'm glad that you brought that up. Thank you so much because it is very overwhelming.
It is. And we're designed to do that. We have 5 phases that we call them. And each one has a nice little check mark. And so you don't even look at phase 3 until you've completed this first step. And we've got all these boxes marked. And then if you did nothing, you got that done. And that's important for them to do. And then they can move on to the second one. And with each milestone that they make, they get different privileges handed back to them. They get a pizza party, or they get an extra overnight that they didn't have the first 30 days, or something that they're allowed to do that they've worked toward as a reward. And that just keeps them going too.
Yeah.
Recovery is work.
It is.
Recovery is work, but recovery is possible.
It is possible.
You just have to have the right people there to help you and support you.
And you have a good team there.
Thanks.
And
we hope so.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
I enjoy talking to you, Tricia Anderson.
We love coming here. Thank you so much.
Because the last time I saw Tricia Anderson, she's changed her name and she got married. And congratulations.
Thank you.
And you look wonderful. You look great.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're one of my favorite people. All right. That was Tricia Anderson, the director of Samaritan Works. And it's Living United with United Way President Carla Young. But it was just me and Tricia today. The 2 T's. And
that's right.
And that was brought to us by Allison's Custom Jewelry. Coming up, we're going to take a look at our local weather. It's Hits 105.5.